Good morning. Happy Monday, all empathic, sensitive souls. Denise here, your intuitive emotional healer. I hope that you all had a fantastic weekend. How was your Halloween? I was talking to a friend as I was preparing to hand out candy. She said, "Hey, how many trick or treaters have you had so far?" She's like, "Oh, we've had about 10." I'm like, I've had three, and they were the neighbor kids. And a little while later, I messaged her, said, "I just had three more strangers." And she's like, "Strangers? Well, kids that I don't know." And then my niece stopped by with her three little ones. And then I had a couple more. So I had a total of 11 kids. And of the 11, I knew four of them. It was a very quiet night. It was a beautiful night. Normally it's really windy and it's super cold. It was chilly, but it was not windy. So it was very nice that I could leave my front door open so I could see if anybody drove up or walked up. But there were no kids out. Now, our local village hall has hot dogs and popcorn and a movie and some fun festivities. So I think the majority of parents take their kids to run around in the gym, which is perfectly fine. So I have all sorts of leftover candy. So I asked the same friend, I said, "Well, how many did you end up with?" "Well, we had 49 total." "Wow, that'd be a world record for me." So another lady in the next town, I asked her, "Well, how many did you have?" "Oh, we had over 200. "What?" Wow. So I did not have a lot of trick or treaters. The ones I had were very cute and very nice. So this morning I already drew a card because, well, it's getting close to 6 o'clock and I got to start getting ready to hit the road. But I drew the Metamorphosis card, and it is a absolutely beautiful, stunning card, as all these are. And Metamorphosis is you are in the process of deep and beautiful change. And that's pretty accurate for this time of year because now it's time to hunker down. It's time to get ready for winter. It's time to start to work on, especially this time of year where it's Halloween, but work on your inner self, your inner shadow work, because you have all winter to work on yourself. And the description of the book says there are times of chaos and darkness that occur. Well, that's kind of this time of year. It's still dark because we had the time change. Much like the growing pains experienced by the caterpillar who's in the process of becoming a butterfly. So as you work through your inner drama and trauma and work through those shadows and realize that you're a pretty spectacular, awesome person and that you really are the butterfly. You've just been shoving yourself in a cocoon this whole time. It can be quite transformational. There's a tendency to expect the worst when the first signs of difficulty arise. Now, who's guilty of that? Me! Anytime anything happens, "Oh, the world is ending. Oh my God, it'll never be the same. I don't know what to do." I still do that stuff, especially when it comes to work. Because when there's a change at work, it's usually mass drama and something always goes haywire and right? So I'm already assuming the worst has happened or is going to continue to happen. When something is taken away or unwanted circumstances come to challenge you, right? To you, for you to let go of old ideas of how you thought life was supposed to be. Who's guilty of that? We all have a set idea in our head of what we think life is supposed to be like. Whether it is a house with a white picket fence and there's no way you can afford a house, let alone a picket fence, or you have a house but you can't afford the picket fence, or there's no possible way to get your picket fence, or you think you should be married, or you should have married somebody else, or you should have 2.3 kids or 1.2 kids, or you need a dog and a cat, or you think you should have had that dream job. And it's all this would have, could have, should have. If I would have done that, I could have had this. But really, how do you know? How do you know that you should have or could have or would have? And it's those expectations we put on ourselves, and then we feel bad about ourselves or we feel less than about ourselves instead of accepting, "Oh, this is what I have and let's make the best of it." I go through that too. You're not a victim. Rather, you're experiencing the temporary discomfort we all must go through before the beauty is revealed. And that is a very hard lesson to learn, that where I'm at now is perfectly acceptable. Where I am at now it's not rock bottom. Heck, it's a heck of a lot nicer than the majority of people in the world may have. And I have to accept where I'm at, and then I can grow from there. So learning about yourself, especially this time of year when we get to hunker down, and I'm not on a farm where I have to get up and feed the animals at 5 o'clock and milk the cows and do the chores, where I can, when I'm not working, I can sit and work on my inner self. I even do that when I'm driving on the way to work and from work. I go over going on in my mind of how people, what they said, how they acted, how I acted. But then I have to learn to let it go. And I work on releasing the energy surrounding that memory, even though it may just have happened, to let it go. Because I don't want to carry that with me. That's taking up valuable real estate space in my body, in my mind. And I don't want it or need it. If you want to work on releasing some of that precious, valuable land you have, and you want the space back, let me know. Drop me a comment, reply to any of my emails. Let me know if you need help working through some of the drama or the trauma or the emotional baggage or the shadow work, and help release that and free up some of that valuable space in your brain. Because how many of us are guilty of rehashing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? I go through that. I can't change it, but what if I would have said this, or this is how it makes me feel, and I am so angry, and I keep reliving it over and over and over again. Well, that's not healthy for me, and that's not good for me. So I work on releasing all that blah. I don't want the blah. I want to be festive and cheerful this time of year. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I hope that this week is going to go smoothly well for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope that you have a fantastic week. I will hop back in on Wednesday and see how the week is going on. Bye for now, everyone.